Hello, Stanford fans. This is Bruce McGowan for GoStanford.com. Well, Stanford football fans are feeling kind of giddy this week, and why not? After all, their Cardinal punished longtime rival Cal at Berkeley this past weekend, 48-14, as Andrew Luck put on a clinic, and the defense also looked pretty impressive. But there's some unfinished business to take care of this weekend, as the Cardinal will close out the regular season Saturday against the always tough Oregon State Beavers, and that will be at Stanford Stadium at 4:30. That's a late afternoon kickoff. It'll be televised on the Versus Network, and of course you can listen to the game with Dave Fleming, Todd Husek, and John Plotz on Stanford's flagship radio station, Extra Sports 860. Now, the 2010 season has taken on historical overtones. Stanford is enjoying its first 10-win season since 1993, and a win over the Beavers on Saturday would earn the Cardinal a school record 11th victory. They're ranked 6th in the country right now, so they're feeling pretty good, as you can imagine. Both the Cardinal and Oregon State coming off impressive showings this past weekend. Of course, we mentioned how Stanford just beat the tar out of California in the big game at Berkeley. I've never seen people leaving in the third quarter of a big game, but they were. And Oregon State, meanwhile, routed USC 36-7 in Corvallis, so that was impressive to say the least. Oregon State has held a decided edge in this series over the Cardinal dating back to the 2000 season, winning 9 of the last 13 meetings against Stanford. So Coach Jim Harbaugh is not taking this game for granted by any means. The Beavers came out flying in last year's game in Corvallis against Stanford. You might remember that one. They scored on each of their first 5 possessions, built up a 31-7 lead at halftime, and Stanford will be looking to maybe get some revenge for that one. Stanford rides a 6-game winning streak into Saturday's game. They're 16-2 in their last 18 games played at Stanford Stadium, so they made playing at the home field quite an advantage for themselves. I had a chance to sit down with Stanford head coach Jim Harbaugh to get his thoughts on this weekend's game at Oregon State. Let's listen to the conversation. All right, down here on the farm with Coach Jim Harbaugh and 2-year-old daughter Addie, who looks like she's attacking that cookie like you're attacking the football game plan, huh?
Yeah, see, Daddy picked her up from school today, and she's at Daddy's work for a little bit.
There you go. Well, it's a busy week this week. If somebody had told you, though, Jim, at the beginning of the season that your club was going to be 10-1 at this point, what would you have said?
Well, we'd rather be 11-0, you know. So, I mean, it's not exactly where we want to be, but you know, we're doing all right, and of course now finding out a way to beat Oregon State and be competitive in that football game is the goal. So you know, they're a great football team, defensive coordinator, coaches that have played against us, know us very well. Same group of guys that beat us last year up in Corvallis, and so we know the challenge that's in front of us. It's like playing Oregon again. It's like playing Oregon's Arizona State. It's a redo, you know. So if you'd be up for playing Oregon again and that challenge, then this is right up your alley.
Is that something you think about at all? Are the players thinking about that last year? Because they scored a lot of points against you guys last year. I mean, it's something, a little extra motivation coming into this game. Yeah,
and you know, it helps to watch that tape, you know, because it is the same guys playing for the Beavers and pretty much the same schemes. So, and you know, Jacquez Rogers is one of the most talented lightning in a bottle running backs in the entire country.
Yeah, one mantra that's interesting that you've instilled in the heads of players this year, and I'll quote, it's either you are improving or you are getting worse, but you're never the same. Is this a better football team than it was a month ago?
You're getting better or you're getting worse. You never, ever stay the same.
Never stay the same, yeah.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, you know, it has, and you know, you're allowed to improve during the season. And I think our guy that's resonated with our players that you know, better today than yesterday, better tomorrow than today. So we hope we are.
Well, so much talk about the offense. I mean, you scored 8 times in a row. The first 8 times you got your hands on the football against Cal, that was impressive. But how about the defense? Not too much talk about them, and yet they put on a pretty good show against Cal.
Oh, they really did. You know, and Vic Fangio, our defensive coordinator, wasn't, you know, the way he put it, we had some blemishes, you know, and. But on further review, I mean, guys like Richard Sherman played outstanding. Mike Thomas, you know, made plays. The play of Ben Gardner, young guy that on further review, when you looked at the tape, you know, really had an outstanding game. So you know, shut out Cal for 3 quarters.
She wanted to mention, Addie wanted to mention Doug Baldwin, who has had just a terrific season, made a couple of amazing catches. Talk a little bit about what he's done this year.
Well, he's had a phenomenal year. I mean, and he's a guy that started for us going all the way back to his freshman year, and but the playmaking ability, the trust that he and Andrew have built up this year has really been something special to watch. And making the tough catch, that he did in the big game and he's done all year is really happy about Doug. And I go back to the 2008 season when literally all we had healthy at receiver was Doug Baldwin and Rylan Whalen for an entire year, 2 guys. And that's how valuable Doug has been to our team. And this year it's been an inflection point for him in his football career.
Boy, he made 2 of the most incredible catches I've ever seen in a college game, and obviously that was a big plus. You got a lot of contributions from a lot of people, but what's been the big difference with him this year? Is he just getting more of an opportunity? His confidence level's higher? Is it a combination of things?
Well, no, I think in 2009 he had he was plagued by some injuries, and he's basically been a healthy guy for us, as I mentioned, in 2008, and then again this year. And Doug has talked about some things, in terms of he's just been a good teammate, and I think he's benefited from Pep Hamilton has done a great job coaching Doug, and we're all really proud. And there's a lot of reasons, but it's great to see a youngster playing his best football and really kind of put a hyphen next to his name. Doug Baldwin, and what he's done here at Stanford, and I think we'll have a chance to continue to do in pro football.
Well, let's talk about Oregon State. They're 5-5, but they are explosive. They're capable of putting a lot of points on the board. What are you going to do against them, or what are you planning to do against them?
It's been interesting as the season has unfolded. It seems like every team we play, when we play them, they're playing their very best football, and Oregon State's certainly did that last week against USC, and they are a tremendous football team. They should be favored in this ball game, and it's a huge challenge for.
They should be favored over you guys, really.
As I look at the tape and watch what they've done and what they did to us last year with basically the same team, the same coaches, the same schemes. We'll do our best and try to find a way to win, and that's what we're preparing for right now.
Well, 4:30 kickoff, and before you get to any bowl games, before that whole scenario unfolds, it's business as usual this weekend against Oregon State. Good luck, Coach. Thanks so much for all the interesting conversations throughout the year.
Appreciate it, Bruce.